Wow, Judge.
You get something big and heavy.
I almost started one of those.
And I think in a minute I can smoke that one. At Trinidad. It's a Cobian. We can find it easily in Europe.
Can you put on the camera again? Which one is it?
Can we see it again, Fred?
Yeah, excuse me. It's you can't see it.
No, camera's
No?
on your left.
You see it, là? No.
The other side.
Other
Your
side.
camera's on the there. You below.
We go.
Below. On the left. On the left.
You've got it. Yeah.
Well,
perfect.
There you go. There you
everybody,
go. Oh yeah. Nice. Very
Yeah,
nice.
It's a Trinidad.
Fred is just proudly showing
Trinidad.
off his wonderful Trinidad that he's smoking today.
Yeah,
Welcome,
yeah,
everybody. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning. Welcome live here from Dortmund in the middle of setup for the Intertabak Trade Show. It's still a bit busy around here. People are setting up their booths. Everybody's trying to get ready for the trade show tomorrow and for the weekend. But it gives me tremendous pleasure and joy to be here with you and to share this Wednesday evening with you, together with an exceptional gentleman of the finer things in life, Fred Pinel from Pinel. And we'll talk about his incredible work in the accessory world, in the world of leather goods and the travel accessories, and his amazing work for Pinel et Pinel. So I very much look forward to the show. Fred, thank you so much for taking the time and joining us live
Well, it's
here
a pleasure.
on the eve of Intertabak. I think I will see you here in Dortmund as well. If I
Yeah.
understood correctly, you're about to
I'll be there.
set
I'll
off
be there.
and travel to Dortmund, right? Beautiful. So for everybody joining us, as always, if you have questions, make yourselves heard, chime in into the comments over on Facebook. And for everybody here at the lounge, please chime in, and I'd love to hear your thoughts. Fred, before we get things rolling, tell us a little bit about the magnificent maison that you have created. It's one of the younger luxury maisons and houses of the finer things in life. But you have truly established Pinel et Pinel as a household name in the luxury world, creating beautiful pieces, unique pieces related to cigars, but also non-related to cigars. And we want to talk about your passion for the industry, your passion for cigars, and all things, all the finer things in life, I should rather say. Tell us a little bit about how you actually started.
In fact, you want to know exactly what is Pinel et Pinel.
Absolutely, of course, and how you got there.
Okay, I can try. I do it. I just take my lighter and a cutter for my cigars, and in a minute I'll be ready. Now the thing, in fact, I've got many different life. In fact, I started quite early the adventure. I started at 21 years old, and I started my life with advertising company. But in fact, very quickly, I understand it wasn't my life. And what I wanted to find, it's to find the passion. And in fact, I'm a lazy boy, and I don't want to work. I don't like work every day. So I needed to find something that can be like a sport game. I don't do sports, like you can see, but the thing. One day I found a suitcase in the basement of the house of my grandparents, and I take it, and my grandfather said, "What are you doing with that?" And I said to him, "Maybe you know what? I break it, I rebuild it. If it's okay, I think I want to do my life to make trunks." I said, "Are you kidding me? We're in the 20th century. What are you doing about thinking about trunks. No one travel with trunks. I say, maybe, but I want to do that. I say, okay, let's go. And in fact, I took that suitcase. I rebuilt it, and for me, it was a revelation. And I said, okay, I want to do that. I want to do that. And in fact, it started like that 20 years ago. And it was a bit complicated because except Louis Vuitton or Hermes, at that time, Goya didn't do many trunks. And it was very complicated to find all the metal parts, all the metal accessories for the trunks. And I said, I need to find the way, but before that, I need to make money for my company. And I have a passion, cigars. And in France, like everywhere in the world, but at that time, if you wanted to have a cigar holder, for example, in Crocodile, you are a funky guy. You are lucky if you can find a brown holder Crocodile. And I decided to do, you know what? I think I want to do Crocodile holder for cigars, but with 125 range of colors. And I started my brand Pinel and Pinel at the beginning with cigar holder and Crocodile and small lighters. And at that time in Paris, we had a famous shop called Colette. And she bought my first one. And the second shop was a shop called Le Lotus, cigar dealers in Paris, one of the best cigar dealers in Paris. And the story goes like that and starting like that. And then very fast and very quickly, many people came to me and said, can you make something different from the other one? Okay, you've got the cigar holder, but maybe can you make something else? And say, yes, of course, I do that for trunks. And one day, a guy knocked on my door, and it was the owner of a brand called Joseph, an English brand, but it's a French guy. And he said, okay, I saw your lighter in the Colette shop and your cigar holders, but I want to buy something different. And he goes in my workshop, and they come on, and he saw my first humidor, the box. So when we open it, you've got 3 shapes inside, and you can look all your cigar directly when you open it. It's not like a simple box, but everything goes, when you open it, you can see on the what side. And he came only at that time, that guy, for 20 lighter holder. And finally, he bought 10 humidors, many lighters, and many cigar holders. And he saw some drawers, some drawers, and he said, "What is that? Trunks for with a TV inside, trunks with a camera, and can you make a trunks for a bicycle?" And in England, you got a famous brand called Brompton. It's a small bicycle. He said, "Can you make it for me?" And I said to him, "Yes, of course." And say, okay, I want 2 of that. And in fact, it was my first client for the trunks. And the beginning of Pinel and Pinel trunks started like that.
It's fascinating to hear such a story, Fred. And I think there's 2 main components that are truly interesting about that. One is, of course, the whole question of how do you build a brand, and how do you build a luxury brand or a maison, even more so, like a true house of the finer things in life. Because as beautiful as it might sound and as appealing as it might sound to what, I'm going to create a luxury brand and a household brand in the luxury world, it's more easily said than done, right? And it takes an incredible amount of attention to detail, finesse, but also infrastructure and technique to create something like this. And the second crucial aspect, of course, is the cigar side of things. So I think, as you have explained, you're clearly playing in both worlds, right? You are an avid cigar lover yourself. You have a passion for the industry, but Pinel is not necessarily a cigar accessory brand. It's so much more than this. It's a luxury brand for all the finer things in life.
Yeah, sure.
So my first question on that is, how do you think that in today's day and age, in the 21st century, where everything is digitalized, we're talking about AI, we're talking about online media, social media, disrupting every industry, and here you are building a luxury brand based on old European values, and you think about the old craftsmanship that is so beautiful, but so rare these days. How do you even start to build something like this and to create a modern, contemporary luxury house?
Modern, it's easy to answer you because I'm not too old, and in fact, my story started only 50 years ago. That's it. Of course, I'm contemporary in comparison with the other one, for sure. So the thing, I was more than 100% sure, 1000% sure. Many people are looking for the real product. They want to know where they come from. They want to be sure when you sell a trunk and said it's made in Paris, in the middle of Paris. He wants to be sure it comes from Paris, not from China. And that's what, for me, it's very important. So the luxury is not only the price, but it's everything. Luxury is when you take time to have a coffee with your friend every morning. If you don't have any time for anything, if you take the time to have a coffee with your friend every morning, that's luxury because you take the time. And it's exactly the same thing when you said, why you produce everything in Paris, in the middle of Paris? And why not? Because when someone said, Fred, can I see my trunk in your workshop? I said, okay, it's not finished, but you can have a look. Okay, come on, we take an appointment, you can have a look your trunk. And for me, okay, many brands do that, not many, some brand like the huge one, but I think I don't have the same vision. For example, when I do a trunk for a moped, a small moped inside, what for? For nothing. It's only for fun. But it's exactly the same when I do a humidor. A humidor, I don't copy anyone because at the beginning, I don't care of the other one. I just want to draw, and the thing it goes from my soul. And I think luxury change, because luxury is not only speaking about price. Luxury, it goes from the real object, the real creation, the real the real material you use to make it. It's important to understand the people, what they are looking for. Okay, if you want a special skin, but I need to explain why I don't, for example, I don't use elephant skin, because I don't want to use elephant skin, but we can find something beautiful and another sort of skin. And the people want to understand. We need to show exactly how long it takes to make, for example, I don't know, a card holder. It takes time. If you want to have something well done in Paris with the good craftsmanship, it takes time. It's when it's well done, when someone has got some defect on it and said, okay, I put it on the bin, but it's normal. And when you say, okay, Fred, I've got a problem with my bag, say, okay, it's not a problem, send it back to me.
And you'll repair it.
We need to be more close than the other brand, because I'm still alive. And what's it's important, when someone wants to speak to me, he can call me.
Yeah.
I'm not Karl Lagerfeld. And okay, I understand. If Karl Lagerfeld needed to answer everybody, he can stay all the time on the phone. Okay, I can imagine. But what is important, we need to be close to the people, to the people who love what I do. And I think it's luxury. That's luxury. And
Fred, I think there's a few wonderful points that you made that are so important in today's day and age and today's interpretation of luxury. One is time, for sure, because now more than ever, time is something we all have way too little of, or at least it seems like it. Even more so with social media being online all the time. It eats so much of our time that we rarely have the opportunity, or we don't take the luxury of sitting down and having a meaningful conversation, having a cigar, and enjoying the finest craftsmanship and the finest products for what they truly are. So I think that is one of the critical components of luxury today. It's the essence of time, right? And you mentioned the craftsmanship component, and you also mentioned the scarcity of it and the rarity of it, because you cannot grow luxury exponentially and become a huge brand with so many pieces that you manufacture every year, because you want to keep that close connection with the people who will ultimately enjoy your product, right?
Exactly.
And it's so important to have that close link to the base material, the craftsmanship that goes into it to make it something extraordinary, and to always have that personal connection. And it seems like today's society is built around so many other things that we have somehow forgotten these values that are so important, but the true definition of luxury these days, I feel.
Sure. That's the way we are looking for every day. Every day. It's for me, it's the first point to
and
yes.
Fred, sorry if I just add one thought, because whilst I was speaking about it, I just thought, it's also the perfect segue into cigars, because it's exactly what cigars are all about. It's a century-old craft. It's all about time and appreciating the time that we take together to have a conversation and to just share and embrace the moment for what it is. And I feel that this is probably also what fascinated you about the world of cigars and got you closer to the industry, that you started to manufacture those incredible pieces for cigar enthusiasts and connoisseurs as well.
Sure. That's why it's so close to cigar, what you said, because when you see your cigars, everybody, when you imagine the time from the beginning in the lamp and when it's finished to the factory, it's just incredible. And we enjoy that moment because we take times to smoke it. And then for the luxury brand, it's exactly the same thing. To smoke it, you can't smoke it like a cigarette. It's just impossible, or you'll be sick very quickly. But we need to understand exactly the feeling we have in the cigar. We've got it exactly when we explain how we make my humidors or my cigar trunks. It's exactly the same thing. We take times to make it. We want to share that moment with the people who love the beautiful things, and that's why I don't say cigar is my life, not at all. But I'm a cigar smoker from 30 years, maybe, and it's always a special moment. It's okay. Sometimes I smoke alone, but I appreciate much more to share that time with friends. We are many friends today, but not on the same table. But luxury is the same things. It's not like a it's more on it and you straight away. It's not like that. We need to explain much more at that time, because the young people, they don't understand exactly how is luxury. It's exactly the same thing, and you can explain how is the difficult to make cigars. When you the young ladies came to my shop and said, your bags is made by a robot. I said, come on, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Come on, the robot is the end. No more.
Exactly.
It's just impossible. Come on. And the thing, they can. In fact, I understand it's a bit difficult to understand because nobody teach them. It's very important to explain how the object or the thing how they are made. It's very important to explain. Take the time to everybody to explain how we make the beautiful things around us.
Fred, you made an interesting point when you spoke about the young generation and how they perceive luxury today as well. Is it something where you feel that with your works, with your products, do you also think about how you can make those luxury products approachable for a new clientele and for younger consumers as well? Because as you said in the beginning, luxury is not about being expensive. It's more about preserving certain values and a certain level of craftsmanship for a true hedonistic experience. And I feel that it's the responsibility of every luxury brand today to transmit that message also to the younger generation and make people of my age and many of our viewers' age understand what's truly behind it, so they can step into the footsteps and also learn to appreciate those things and pass it on to the next generation, because that's how you keep that flame alive, right?
In fact, the thing, we have many problems because they have so many confusion. For example, many brands use a print crocodile, and of course, the price is not the price of the real crocodile, but a print crocodile. I don't care if they use print crocodile. Everybody is free, but it's not well right on the price. It's print crocodile, and it makes the confusion on the young generation, because say, okay, on that brand, luxury brand, you know, the price of that bag in crocodile, it's 1,000 euro. No, it doesn't make any sense. It's not a real crocodile. Yes, it's a real crocodile. And say, no, a real crocodile, it's more than 15,000 euro or close to 20,000 euro. It's not 1,000 euro. It's just impossible. It's a print crocodile. Are you sure? And they don't trust me. And the thing they said, in fact, you are a thief because it's too expensive, your bag, friend. No, in fact, you've got a confusion in your mind because no one wants to explain to you it's a print crocodile, because they play with the confusion. Because it's so easy to say, okay, leather, crocodile print, leather, real crocodile. Okay, we stay in the middle of the water. You can swim on it, and the young generation buy it, and they thought it's a real crocodile or not. In fact, they don't care. And if we don't teach them, it's not a problem to sell a print crocodile, but we need to explain the difference. Because if not, I don't say we create, we teach them not on the right way. And it's important to teach them what is true, what is the difference between the thing. It's not a problem. It's just a difference. And the price also. And I can understand some brand want to say, okay, you can, you think you buy a crocodile bags, it's cheap, and they sell a lot. But for me, we are so far away from the luxury brands, but so close to making money.
Yeah.
We need to do a choice, and I did my choice. Yes.
Brent, on a product level, when you think about the things that you want to create and the products that you want to offer to the most discerning connoisseurs, how do you go about developing the portfolio, and how do you go about exploring different segments that you probably haven't played in before, like the trunks obviously being the core of what you do, and then some of the cigar accessories that you build into it. But how do you get triggered by an idea or a concept that you want to put forward and create a new product or a new line in your portfolio? Do you stick very close to the core of what you know best and what your craftsmanship is truly about? Or do you also try to explore new territories and say, well, this is an exciting product that I haven't worked on before, but let's give it a try. Let's explore it and extend our portfolio and our reach.
I think I said it in the beginning, the thing I don't want to copy anyone. What for me it's important, it's a passion, and the passion I want to try always new things. That's why, for example, we are working with a car brand, and I want to put the car in the trunk because I think it could be cool. And the people said, no, but was it for nothing? It's exactly the same thing. We did bonsai trees trunk, bonsai trees. Of course, you don't carry it. It's only for your apartment or your house. It's a decoration. But it's not only decoration. When I did that trunk, because when we're on a big city, we don't have enough time to be close to the trees, to the forest, to the earth. We need to, I'm speaking about me in Paris. We've got some forest, but not a lot. What is important, someone, I can see one with a lot of green around him, but what is important is the green nature. And when I create that, I said to me, at the beginning, it was for me, only for me. Because what I wanted to do is to put the water on it every day, smell the nature, smell the trees, smell the earth, everything. I wanted to be, it's like my small forest for me. For what it was only for me, but I've got the good reason. And in fact, one day, I've gone. Okay, it was a princess. She came to my showroom, and she said, "I need to do a present." And she saw my bonsai trees trunk, and she said, "Was it for?" I said, "For nothing." I said, "Are you kidding me?" Said, "No, princess, it's true. I'm kidding you. It's only for one thing, for your soul." For my soul. Yes, it's for your soul. Because we need nature every day. We need to feel it. And I said, okay, I understand. I want your bonsai tree. But I said, it's not for sale. That one, it's mine. Because I need it. I need it every day. And I said, okay, if you are not on the rush, I can make it on a second one for you. It's the explanation of what you asked me before. It's like that. Sometimes I need to do something for nothing, but for two things. Because it makes me happy. That's the first thing. It's the most important. And secondly, you can show to the people how you can make difficult things. Because it was very complicated to create that trance, because I needed to have a lamp on the top. I needed to have the jar and keep the water on it. Everything, and we needed to think of everything. And when I create that, when someone came to my shop and asked my dealer, "Can you make a wall in leather?" Come on. If I can do that, do you think I can't put a leather on stitch a leather on your wall? Of course I can make it. It's just a small detail for me.
That's a beautiful story. And also one of the takeaways where I feel, luxury is not about the practicability of things, or it's not necessarily about the technical feasibility of something. It's about, as you said, the idea. It's the genius, and the peace of mind that it's something you want to create for the pure pleasure of creating that and enjoying it, rather than the functionality of it. And that's a beautiful takeaway.
Exactly. We've got many many new things for the 24th. We do many crazy things, but I don't answer you why I wanted to be on the different place of bags, trunks, and everything, because you know, of course, we can be a bit crazy to do things for me, but we need to make money. We have 50, and my company, we are still a baby, but we have 50 people, and in front of me, we've got the global brand like Hermes, beautiful French brand, like Vuitton. It's another beautiful brand. So, of course, people, when they goes to my shops, in their mind, they want to find bags and small things. At what you said for the new generation, to start to put the finger on the luxury brands, it's to have the first price. And first price in the trunks, it's complicated because it takes time. Everything, every details, it costs a lot. So of course, I need to find some objects to give an access to my brand. And the access to my brand, of course, it starts by small bags because it's easy to make it. It don't take too much time. So that's the reason why we wanted to be I can't say a global brand, of course not, because I don't do clothes or I don't do shoes or table accessories and blah blah blah. But I stay only in my art work. But it's important to do small items like a card holder, a small card holder, and maybe it's I've got one card holders. It's less than 70 euro, and you can touch the luxury leather, the luxury work and everything, and that's why I wanted to have many different things in my company, and so I've got many discussions with two designers in my company, and that's why we can go in different way. For example, we have done a collaboration with a famous brand called Bic, the pen Bic in plastic. It costs less than €2. And so we cover it in leather. We change the top normally in plastic. We change it in metal. And so it starts from a simple pen, a plastic pen. And like that, it goes to a luxury pen. But it's not the price. It was €69. Okay, normally everybody can buy a pen at 69. Okay, it's a bit normally at €2. Now it's 69. Okay, the gap, it's huge, but you can have an object, you can say unique, not too expensive, but all the details can show you it's a luxury product. That's
And that
important.
way you get a taste of that world and of that level of craftsmanship, but with an easier entry and easier access.
Exactly.
Beautiful. Mike, you had a question. I would love to bring you in and hear your thoughts and your opinion as well.
Yeah, I just sent Fred a link to a place in the U.S. that sells trunks and trunk parts. My favorite things to do is work on leather. And, I make a lot of stuff for cigars, cigar accessories, right? Just on my own. And my biggest thing is, for Fred is like, I know that people look at my stuff and say, oh, I'd like to buy that, and this, that, and that. And I never know how to price things, and I know that your stuff is extremely way above mine. I mean, yours is very beautiful. It's gorgeous stuff. I looked on your website. It's unbelievable. You have some amazing stuff, some amazing talent. Looks like you guys have a lot of great workmen and craftsmen working with you to make some of those products. But with me, it's just it's like a nice hobby, and I'm constantly experimenting. So I never know how to make or how to price my stuff. Now I do have crocodile skin, or actually gator. I spend money on some gator stuff when I go to a couple of shows, and it's like, how do I price something like that? Whereas people, as you said earlier, people do not understand the level of craftsmanship and the time that goes into creating things. And I never know how to price my time. So it's just from one guy to another. Just that's a question I was putting towards you.
Yeah, I understand. Sometimes exactly the problem is the price, because I don't hear you very well. But I think what you mentioned, the price could be a problem around my product. That's what you mean, correct?
No, not your product, because I know your products are exceedingly beautiful, right? They're very nicely made. You use really great leather, very smooth, very, nicely tanned leather. My stuff is more very rough. The leather is just what I can buy. It's, some of it's good leather. I do have good leather. I don't particularly make products with it. Yeah. But the little things I do make, I make them for little cigar accessories, the cutter,
Yeah, right.
Just made it like a nice little sheath, right? And it's like, I know what the leather costs. I know what the thread costs. I know what my little snaps cost, but I don't know how I'm going to put a price on it. And I was just wondering how you, as a, entrepreneur, craftsman, how did you decide to price your products the way you do?
Well, it's easy, huh? Put the price. The thing, I don't know. When you make in your company, you are alone, or how many people you are?
That's just me. I'm alone.
You've got the answer. You've got the answer. You've got the answer. The thing, it's easy to explain. I do the creation. I draw it. So after that, I've got a guy who can do the prototype. Because, of course, if I've got only one shop, okay, I create something. I can make it by myself with one or two people with me. But it was the way at the beginning. But now, the thing, we are not on the same thing, because maybe it's a shame, I understand, but we're roughly 50. My workshop is 1,500 square meters in Paris, in middle of Paris. It costs a lot. So we do advertising. I've got 3 people for all of the the thing like Facebook and blah blah blah, and it costs a lot. I've got 6 shops, and everybody there. Of course, I need to spend a lot of money every month for everybody, and that's the way. So at the beginning, I can say, okay, that one I can sell it at $20, but now it's just impossible. Of course, it's just impossible. That's why sometimes when I need to do the price on my object, I've got many plus, and after that, but I'm still a baby on the price, because we don't do the correct margin. You can trust me. We do only double. At that moment, it's only double, because when I've got the retailers, I need to leave to the retailers enough money to make them happy. So the minimum is 2.5. They do to double the price. So if I'm not correct on my first price, on my retail price, you can imagine quickly my company will be done. I remember when I was alone, I've done many things, and the guy said, okay, Fred, give me a good price. Of course, it's easy, I'm alone. Okay. But now, in fact, I can say I can say everything is difficult, but it's not easy. It's not easy.
Yeah, I understand. When you have success and you start selling, and you start becoming a bigger presence in the market, then your overhead goes up and all your stuff goes up. So yeah, you have to price accordingly so that you can pay for all the overhead, particularly rent and those kinds of things. I work in the basement of my house. My basement is 2,500 square feet. I could put 10 people in there if I had that kind of
Exactly.
if I had that kind of movement going, right? But I don't. So yeah, I get it. Yeah. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate your candor. It's very interesting conversation.
Yeah, but that's the story of the everybody, and I love that, because when we start, that many dreams in your mind, and but one day, if you want to keep the way what you want to do to take, you need to. You need not to change, but you need to have the right price. But it depends where you want to go. If you want to stand the medium brand, it could be great. Of course, it's great. It's like a car. It's exactly like a car. You can buy a car at $5,000, and you can buy a car at 5 million. And
yes,
the difference, because you've got all the steering wheel, 4 wheels, four chairs inside, or two seats, and an engine, and that's it. But we've got the different level. That's why I respect everybody, but it depends. It's which range of product you want to put your brand. And it's not a reason if you are at $20 and me on 1,000, can say, oh, you've got a crappy thing. No, it's totally different. We can't compare.
Yes.
We can't
no, of course not.
Right, but it works, of course.
Yes. Thank you.
Great question, Mike, and Fred, great points. So, Mace, over to you.
Good evening, Reinhard. Fred, great to meet you.
Great pleasure.
I think I've got a few questions. but I think the first one you may have already answered it because I think you said the word already. But so I looked at your website and I'm looking at the wide range. You know, it's impossible to put you into a bubble of you do this or you do, like it's from the Jordan cabinets and it's just a crazy range. And so when I look at that, I guess that there's a question of how much do you consider what you do purely just a product you're making versus art? How do you distinguish between that? So how do you distinguish yourself between somebody who's there painting and creating something? Is that different to what you do, or do you consider what you're doing artwork in its own way?
I love that question. I love that. Because maybe it's the answer. It's in my name for my company, Pinel and Pinel.
Mhm.
I've got one Pinel for the day, the normal one, not the crazy one. The crazy one, maybe it's the night, Pinel in the night. And I'm totally sure because it's me. I sometimes not all the day I need to do some things for everybody. But my real face is the night. Of course, we are artists. Much more than that. I need to create to create for nothing. It's what you said. It's like when we do a paint. It's exactly the same. It's the creation for the creation. No more to do crazy things, but it's not. I don't do crazy things to sell it. I do crazy things, and sometimes someone wants to buy it, but that's the way of my life. Of course, if I because I've got one part of my mind. It's crazy man. Of course, when I said to someone, I want to create a huge trunk, but a huge one with a friend of mine, and I said to him, "Can you paint on it?" Was it for nothing? It's only art. It's when in fact, it's like in 3 words. When I met Michael Jordan, when he saw his trunks, because he had many things in his mind. He wanted to trunk for cigars, a trunk for his company, for the motorcycle, many things. And he said, "Oh, Fred, no. In fact, it's for my shoes, my collecting shoes." And I said to him, "Okay, how many pairs you've got? You have?" He said, "A lot, but have you the first one?" Let me thinking about it. No, I don't have it. I don't have it. And I said to him, "How I can create your trunk with all your collection if you don't have the first one? Have you got the second one?" I know. Okay, I can create that trunk for you. So I bought all the pairs all over the world. I bought them, put them everywhere in the trunks, and when I show him this trunk, the 3 first words were "fucking good job."
Yeah, I bet he did.
from Michael Jordan, "fucking good job." So it's like that, because I've got no limit. Sky is the limit, and maybe it's not enough.
That's amazing. That's amazing. You've answered my second question, which is around the Nike and the Jordan, where that came from. And so that's a beautiful story. Thank you so much, Fred. That's amazing.
Trust me, because imagine when I've got 12, if someone sent to me one day, you can have a discussion with Michael Jordan. I spend the day with him. And I said to the guy, are you kidding me? Come on. I'm a poor guy from the suburb, and you imagine I can spend the day with Michael Jordan. But you know, it's the magic of the life. No one can imagine what you can have in your life. Of course. That's why I love that, because it's just impossible to explain. Just impossible to explain. So, it's and that's why I love every day of my life. Every day. I've got a small story. I met Bruce Willis 10 years ago. And I was on a hotel, and it was the morning, and the breakfast. And I was asking for a Sunday side up. And it was just close to me. I said, I do like that. I know you. We met. So, come on. You don't remember me? Bruce Willis was like that. No. I said, oh, come on, I'm kidding you. Yes, of course, you remember me. We've got the same haircut. You've got the same hairdresser. And I said, no, I'm kidding you. Have a nice day. I said, you are so crazy. So I sent it to him, a bag. And I said to him, you know, I'm the neighbor of the hairdresser. And if you love my bag, keep it. If you don't love it, I don't care, because me, I don't love all of your movies. But the movie I love very well the movie I love. So do like me. If you don't love it, give it back. And he sent me a letter, just incredible. He said, you are very crazy what I said the first time. And I love your bag. I keep it, and I travel to London tomorrow with it. That's the magic life.
That's amazing.
That sort of people, I pass my life. I don't know where is my final point. And before that, I want to enjoy. I want to enjoy with everybody. It's very important. That at that moment, I enjoy to be with you.
Amazing. It's been amazing. Thank you so much, Fred.
Fred, what a lovely, lovely story. I know we're pushed for time, and we want to be very respectful of your time, Fred. So we'll give one final question to Macy, who just had his hand up. Macy, maybe you can make it a brief one, but I would love to hear your thoughts as well. And yeah, Fred, what a wonderful, wonderful way of thinking about your business and setting your business up in a most meaningful way, where it's about creating experiences that you love and other people can participate in and enjoy as well. And yeah, it's stunning. It's beautiful. And as you said, that's the magic of life and the magic of creating something that has a lot of meaning, I feel. Macy.
Thank you. It was a great moment. I'm sorry, I've got only 1 hour. I can give you 10 minutes more, but not more. If someone want to ask me a question, but after that, I need to leave you. But it was.
It's all good, Fred. We're respectful of your time.
Very great.
Macy gets a quick question, and then Fred, promise me that we'll do a follow-up show at some point, and we'll look into more detail into some of the Pinel portfolio. And I would love to welcome you back, and we can do a follow-up show for sure.
Thank you. I appreciate. Thank you for everybody. Thank you, guys. Have a nice evening or day. I don't know where you are, and I appreciate a lot of that everything. I can say more. It was a great man. Thank you,
Fred. We appreciate you tremendously, and I very much look forward to seeing you here in Dortmund at the Intertabak Trade Show. So we'll definitely spend we'll pass some bon moment together here at the trade show.
Thank you very much. Bye bye.
Thank you, Fred.
Thank you.
Fred, many thanks. What a privilege. Thanks everybody for joining.
Thank you, Fred.
Thank you. Bye bye.
It was a
Reinhard, thanks
tight
everybody.
schedule, but a special one here from the Intertabak Trade Show floor, just before the beginning of Intertabak 2023. We'll do a follow-up show with Fred, talk more about Pinel. But thanks everybody for joining us today. If you're in Dortmund over the next couple of days, come and see us here. We'll be waiting for you, and most definitely we'll see each other again next week, same time, same station, with another inspiring show. But many thanks everybody for joining us today. Light them up, and for all of you guys here at the lounge, we'll keep it open so you can continue the conversation and enjoy yourselves. Thanks everybody, and have a good night.
Bye. Thank you everybody.
Cheers.